Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
After the club, go to Trapani's for sloppy steaks. They'd say, no sloppy steaks, but they can't stop you from ordering a steak and a glass of water. Before you knew it, we were dumping that water on those steaks. The waiters were coming to try and snatch him up. We had to eat as fast as we could. Oh, I miss those nights. I was a piece of shit, though.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Hello, welcome back. I was not ready, but now we're doing it. We're live, baby.
What would you have done differently?
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
You would have changed a lot if you knew?
Yeah, I would have changed that intro big time.
Okay. Okay. Great. Well, Steed, you and me just came back from New Mexico. You just came back, like today.
I got back like an hour ago.
Yeah. I will post the pictures on Instagram. Me and Steve took some good pictures. I got a good picture of Chubstep Trent, who was actually in town. You didn't see him.
Oh, really?
But Vern Trent, who's been to the Wildland Firefighter, has been on the show a bunch of times. He gave me a good double salute in downtown Santa Fe.
Wow.
So that's the official Chubstep symbol. If you see another Chubaholic in the street, double salute as a sign of respect and not stolen valor.
He just double saluted you and then he left?
Yeah. That was at the end. I mean, I saw him a little more than that, but our ending goodbye, we do two,
Okay.
like he gave me a double salute. We also do eye pulsers, which is basically we walk up to each other and we stick our thumbs in each other's eyes and we press against it, a light press.
Okay.
We call it eye pulsers. We've been doing that for years. Not sure how that started.
It's normal. Normal guys do normal guy stuff.
It's just guy stuff. Exactly.
I mean, trust me, I know guys. All we need is a beer in our hand and a bro by our side, and we are out of the way.
Yeah, we were in New Mexico for Chubstep Gaga's wedding.
That's right.
Big wedding. Wedding of the summer.
Wedding of the summer. That's right. Yeah, it was a good time. Really good time. My first time in New Mexico. I really like Santa Fe. It's a cool town. Really cool town.
Are you a desert folk?
Typically, no, but I think New Mexico, like Santa Fe, is a good combination of, it's green enough. It's got some greenery. You've got the mountains all around it. You've got it's a little bit more. One guy was saying that it's 10 degrees cooler than like Albuquerque.
Yeah, the mountains, like usually it's not that green. I guess it rained a bunch.
Yeah,
because the last time I was there was not.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, there was seldom green to be found, but yeah, the mountain range, they've got like rivers and stuff running through it right near Santa Fe.
Nice. Yeah, it snows there apparently.
Yeah,
there was snow shovels.
Santa Fe.
Yeah,
you got ski Santa Fe right there.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
cool.
Ski up in the mountains. I went into a stream and the water was about 60 degrees, probably, maybe colder.
That sounds cold. Yeah, that'd be cold. Yeah, a little. That's a little cold. I did a hike of one of those. I now even forgot the name of them, but the kind of the Native American drawings on the rocks.
The pictograms.
Yeah, pictograms, whatever. I could not tell. I went up there and saw some, and it looked like somebody went like this, like a bunch of like a big Z going down all the way. I couldn't tell if that was a native thing or just some graffiti from a punk kid, in town.
Punk kid making
but I saw it.
Yeah.
I guess why would we celebrate one person's art and not the other person's, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I went to old Nambe Falls on the reservation, and up near the falls, you got to like hike a ravine. They don't mess around on the reservation. They're not paving trails out there.
Yeah.
I carried a baby through a stream.
Oh, good.
It's little sketchy at times.
Yeah.
But the babies made it up to the waterfall, and they were very excited to see it. But there was some petroglyphs, maybe, I don't know. There were some drawings like way up on the cliff, and we were like skeptical. We're like, when were these made?
Yes.
We didn't want to
Yeah.
be too in awe of them.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to be like, whoa, take a look at this. Everyone's like, dude, I drew that last week.
Yeah.
Fell for it, idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird up.
Jay, I saw a lot of desert people doing this. The ones that were doing it looked like they were about to die. It was 90 degrees, beating sun out there. They were wearing long pants and jackets.
Yeah.
And one guy was walking down the highway and he was like hunched over, like he was about to go down.
Yeah. I saw, and I know you do get acclimated to kind of the environment you're in, right? I remember in when I was in India, it was super out there a lot too, and it was like 55 degrees, and a girl was wearing like a winter coat.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like,
Yeah. I mean,
that was
that's a
freezing
little
for her.
much. But I don't think you can acclimate to the point where you're wearing coat and long pants and it would be worse to take them off.
I completely agree. I definitely saw a girl that was wearing like a full jean outfit, like denim outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is a horrible decision. Like I was sweating in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And
well,
I can't imagine what was going on. And like, yeah, I don't know. Disaster.
So I did see another guy wearing something. This was in a Lotta Burger, which think of Whataburger or something. It's New Mexico's burger chain. In there, a guy walks in wearing a suit of armor helm, like a helmet, fully enclosed helmet.
Yeah.
No, nothing else, like just shorts and a t-shirt. But he was wearing the armor helmet.
Metal, like actual metal.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be really painful.
That would be hot. Also, he's leaving himself pretty open to attack from swords.
You're right. Because like the head, the maybe the least important part is the helmet. If I had to pick, because it's the hardest to get to you. Like
you can easily defend that.
Also, peripheral vision. You're limiting yourself.
You are taking all your vision. I could have easily snuck up behind this guy, just daggered him.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a sword too, which is just outrageous. And that was a shock. That was a good New Mexican person.
Yeah.
Another New Mexican person I saw, I rode a train from Albuquerque to Santa Fe. And a guy got on the train. First off, the train station, don't ever go to that train station unless you're ready for a brawl.
Okay. Come bring your night helmet.
This guy could have just gotten off the train, I guess. You got to be prepared to defend yourself and others. But a guy got on the train, got into my car, and he was trying to sit next to the people behind me, and they were like, "No, like this seat's somebody's sitting there or something."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Ah, okay." So then he goes back to the back of the car, and they had a bunch of kids, and he kept just going like, "Children, children, children," and he's doing that for 15 minutes, just yelling,
my God.
"Children!" And
oh
like,
no,
what the hell is this guy doing? So eventually he gets up and goes to a different car, and then 15 minutes after that he's getting escorted off the train.
Yeah, no
for the
kidding.
conductors.
Turns out people don't love when you talk to their kids if they don't know you.
Yeah, so he had a good ride. You got some real desert characters out there, but I will say, I think I'm a desert guy.
I mistook that girl for Great Plains trash. She's actually desert trash. I should have picked up on the multiple gecko tattoos, so this is kind of on me.
Okay.
I like it. Out there, it's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. You got mesas, you got mountains, cacti. I get off the plane here, road construction, potholes. You got the same people at the train station, but they're just not as fun.
Yeah. Now, O'Hare or Midway Airport might not be the best examples of Midwest living.
Yeah, but
they always like the shittiest areas around the airports for some reason.
But here's the thing. In the desert, they're not as well hydrated.
Yep.
The pores. The pores aren't as well hydrated, so you could easily outmaneuver them if you need to.
I see.
You can take advantage of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're not as well hydrated, but here they're more hydrated.
Yep.
So, I gotta lean into the desert.
That's
Also,
fair.
the food, the new Mexican food. I don't know if you did this, but I just ate Chili's the whole time for 4 days straight.
Yeah, I only ate Mexican food the whole time.
Yeah, but so that's new Mexican food. Big
Fair,
difference.
fair. That's fair.
They'll correct you because it's
fair.
just Chili's. Everything is green or red Chili's. That's it.
Yeah.
Hope you like them.
Yeah, it's not. And a lot of a fried banana and not a plantain, a fried banana at breakfast meals a lot.
Really?
I like every single meal that I had a fried banana on it with like sour cream over it, basically.
Okay.
Interesting.
I didn't get out for breakfast, but
so Steed, one thing that happened over this past weekend, I have a long-running feud with Chubstep Greg, who's been on the show.
Yep.
He is your brother who's a pilot in Saipan.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had him on the show. People can look up that episode, but
it's now a multi-generational feud.
It's now a multi-generational feud. So my son saw your brother and he was pretty smiley the whole night. And then all of a sudden your brother comes and he gets like tomato red and screams. And we're like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like this, like just out of nowhere just did this. It was so ridiculous.
Maybe he was confused because he's like, how'd Paul grow hair so fast?
Yeah, exactly. So then we see him the next day and we're like, oh man, he's got to be pretty upset to see your brother. And he looks at your brother and for about 5 seconds he's just standing there looking at him and then he just pukes. just spits up.
Oh God.
All like just out of nowhere. Just hadn't done that all day, looks at him, just spits up instantly.
Yeah, pretty insane hatred from a baby.
Yeah. It is a multi-generational feud.
Wow.
That, yeah, just would kind of go on forever. So
but the good news coming from Lex is we saw a real ginger baby, and your baby's not ginger.
There was some doubts in the
community.
I was going to say that the best part of the whole weekend is people have been saying that my kid is a ginger, and because in certain lights it does look like there's a red tint to his hair.
Yeah.
But then at this baby, full ginger baby, and you're like, no, that's
he was orange.
That's a redhead. So that was actually the best news of the weekend.
It was.
Yeah.
Jay, speaking of babies,
yeah.
You know what's worse than a baby screaming on a plane?
What's that?
An adult woman screaming on a plane.
Yes, true. Very true.
Yeah, on my last flight, we're about halfway through. Coming from the back of the plane, and I just hear like, and I'm like, oh man, there must be like a pissed off baby back there. And then just kept going like blood curdling, like, ah! I'm like, what the hell? And it's just some lady.
Oh no.
Just screaming.
Oh my God. What did she look like?
She looked like so she looked like, imagine like a 45-year-old white woman that is like in one of those snake churches where they like do snake healing and shit.
Okay.
Where they like the crazy ones, even I think they're evangelical
kind
ones.
Of scraggly black hair.
Blonde hair, actually.
Blonde hair. Okay, I could see that too. Okay.
Yeah, and she was just screaming about the whole rest of the way.
Was there anything in particular like she was yelling, or was it just a yell?
Yeah, imagine a baby screaming, and she was just screaming.
God, like the people next to that. I mean, that's so much worse than. Again, this is why you got to have a pair of noise canceling headphones.
I wish on my flight out, I had these two people. It's like 5 a.m. or whatever. I think, I don't know when my flight left. It was super early.
Yeah.
And the only people on the plane talking are right next to me. In the aisle, I'm in the aisle seat. They're right next to me, just talking loud as fuck.
Yeah.
It was in a different language, so I couldn't like tell them to shut.
You don't even get good stuff on it. Or yeah, but you could. What if you got some good, story or something?
Yeah, maybe it would have lulled me to sleep if I knew
exactly.
They were talking. Maybe they were talking business. I don't know.
It is like the worst part of any sort of major travel, like you're saying, the train, the plane, all this kind of stuff is just the random people that suck.
Yep.
It could ruin a trip pretty fast.
Yeah, I was just trying to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I was up for like 42 hours straight because I couldn't sleep on the goddamn plane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be investing in noise canceling headphones in the future.
It's a good investment. Yeah. So, Steed, as a follow-up to last week's episode, we talked about the modern pentathlon, and you said what the modern pentathlon would be.
Yeah.
We talked about what like real people in the military, how you would, basically evaluate how good of a military personnel they would be.
Oh yeah.
A couple of your options were laying down, firing, hiding from your superior officers so you didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That kind of stuff. I got some feedback from that episode.
Uh-oh.
Chubstep Matt said this. One would be getting engaged at 18.
Okay, that's good. Yep. Marrying a stripper, specifically, bonus points.
That was one of your, I wasn't familiar with that one.
That's apparently something people do. We didn't have anybody do that,
but you heard of other people?
Yeah, that's like the ongoing joke. On the weekend, they're like, be safe, don't marry a stripper.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's buying a truck you can't afford.
Yeah, or a Camaro.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
I saw that a lot, actually.
Yeah. And then lastly, it was actually kind of a two-part. So going into a college bar and getting in a fight.
Yep.
So that was one. And and the other one is going into a college bar and hitting on co-eds.
I don't know what a co-ed is. I've never understood that word.
Like a college girl.
What's wrong with that? That's legal.
Yeah. No, it is. I'm just saying this is classic. I'm saying these is what modern pentathlon. If you're saying what a military personnel do.
Yeah.
This
well,
might
you could combine that, the marrying a stripper one and the hitting on co-ed one.
Okay.
Into one event, I think. Other than that, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay. So we can add those. Steve, is there something you want to get to?
Yeah, I want to do a girl talk on on Southwest fashion.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Because honestly, I think that is the pinnacle of fashion right now.
Interesting.
The hats.
Yep.
The loose fitting clothes. The flowiness. The boots. You get boots. So we went to the wedding and they said the dress code was Southwest casual. I think most people classed it up a little bit. But I had bolo tie.
Yes, hats. I also had bolo tie. Yeah.
Exactly. You had bolo tie hat. The hats really make the outfit. A lot of people wear like cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
It just creates a whole vibe of, yeah, I'm here for a wedding. But if that horse in the pasture needs wrangling,
yeah,
I can get it done.
Exactly.
I'll get it done.
I'll call today.
You call now.
So I found out I'm not a cowboy boot guy.
Okay. Did you try some on?
I went into what's that fancy place that starts with an L, Leeches or something like that.
I don't know.
Lucchese.
Okay.
So I go into that place. I found a pair of boots. Yeah, I'm like, hey, these work. Do you have anything close to my size? They didn't really. They had like 2 boots in the whole store that fit me. But this guy put it on, and there's actually a picture of me.
I'm assuming it looked ridiculous.
It did really ridiculous. I was wearing shorts at the time. So then they have something that's just the length of from your knee to your calf of a jean that you basically put over so you can see what it looks like. It actually works better. It seemed decent, and but he put on this one. He's like, this might work. It was so tight, Steve. He literally is standing there using his whole weight, and he can't pull his boot off.
No.
So I had to use this device where I stood on something with one foot and then pulled off with the other foot, and it worked.
Wow.
But like he was standing there the whole time. Is like literally, there's a picture of him using his whole body weight trying to pull off the shoe. But I realized I'm not a cowboy boot guy.
It's tough for.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They're tight on the bottom and not as tight up top.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just for me, I kind of like put something with like a lace that I can do up top, like a shoelace.
Okay. I think it was a sizing issue.
Could have been a sizing issue. I
Mainly a
tried some
sizing
different
issue.
sizes to find the one that did eventually fit. It's not my style. I do love a bolo tie. I think I'm in on that. I don't like regular ties. I think I'm in
No.
on the bolo tie though.
Yeah, the bolo, easy.
Yeah.
No messing around. And
Yeah.
my nephew was just eating it for like 4 hours when I was holding
Yes.
him. You're just sucking on the end of the bolo tie.
Plus, V-Dog, who's been on the show a bunch of times, he one time won as Han's Bolo for Halloween,
yeah.
which is a good Halloween costume, just Han Solo, but he wears a bolo tie.
Yeah.
So we were talking about women's fashion, right? Because
And men's. Because
So
you got to
just
dress your
okay.
man sometimes.
That's true. You have to dress your man sometimes. A lot of silver and turquoise.
You got to have the turquoise.
Yeah.
Chubstep L was to the nines in turquoise. Every accessory was turquoise.
Yes.
Couldn't take my eyes off her.
a lot of silver turquoise. Shockingly, Steed, you go to so Santa Fe still uses the term Indian, which I have not heard many places other than that. But the Indian Indian market or Indian festival is the big thing. It's like the largest street fair. I don't know. It's massive. It's huge.
Yeah,
and it was just
crazy.
Kind of native jewelry and different things like that. If you want to drop $500 on a ring minimum, that is the place for you. Now, to be fair, I am happy that it's, as my mom pointed out, if it's going to go to any cause, I'm glad it's going to the native population, which is not been treated overly great in this country. But I was not expecting. I guess when you picture like a street market where you're buying stuff, I'm picturing like haggling and like cheap prices. This is like, oh no, you want a bolo tie? This one's literally $8,000.
Yeah, I do not fully understand. I guess must be like people that moved there from California.
Yeah.
That can afford it, and they're like, "Oh, this is great! I'm gonna buy an $8,000 bolo tie."
There was the rugs there, Steed. They had like the Navajo rugs. I don't know if you went to any of those stores or saw any of that.
I didn't actually get to the market at all.
Okay. Well,
but I've been to like the flea markets there before.
Okay. So like some of these Navajo rugs, it would be like an 8x10 rug, be like $5,000, $6,000.
Yeah. It's nice.
And then, like, I'm still stepping on this, right? Like, this is still on the ground.
No, you don't get to step on it.
No, I would hang that. I don't, if I had room, you're hanging that on the wall. But, so the fashion is the silver and the turquoise.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have the fabrics with sometimes like little embroidery in the fabrics.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah,
right.
Subtle embroidery.
Subtle embroidery, sometimes a little flower in there if it's a little less subtle. Oh, you're right, a lot of flowing stuff.
Yeah, loose dresses. The men's shirts, like you had a very nice lightweight shirt on.
Super thin linen shirt, yeah.
Very
I
thin
figured
linen.
it was going to be hot.
It turns out it was.
Yes. Now, Chubstep Matt was wearing a very thick white shirt, very thick. I felt the shirt and I said, "This is hot. This is going to be hot."
I felt it as well. I was surprised he didn't pass out. He didn't even seem affected by it.
Yes, I know. You're right. He didn't. But I think that's kind of the thing with Western wear is the key is to have something that is breathable because it's going to be hot.
Yeah, but at night it gets cold, so you got to be ready. Yeah, I'm one of my flights there. I think I was going from Dallas to Albuquerque. And I was sitting on the window. There was a girl on the aisle, and she had a big hat. Like, it had some feather accessories. She was ready. She was wearing black, like all black, kind of like the bad girl cowgirl look that I think Chubstep Amy went with.
Yes.
She's like an outlaw country girl singer. She had that look, and she had a big hat, and she kept putting it onto the seat in between us.
Oh.
And I was wondering, am I supposed to put it on?
There's got to be some sort of advance, I think, at that point. I think, that is her, like, offering, because she doesn't want to be too forward.
What if I put my hat on top of her hat?
Because of the implication.
Like, I give her my hat as an offering, and then I wear her hat for the rest of the flight.
Were you wearing that Bill's hat?
Yeah, but I had my other hat because I have my, my adventuring hat.
I
I
would have
gotta
gone with the
update.
adventuring hat in case she was like a New England Patriots fan or something.
Yeah, I don't think she was. I don't think she's ever seen football.
No. I would say the thing to do in that scenario would be, yes, you grab her hat, you set you down your hat where her hat was.
Okay,
And then you put on the hat and then you do the little tip of the cap.
you tip it.
No,
Yeah,
thank you, her.
that is the best part about these big hats. You can do a lot of moves with them.
There's a lot of good moves with the big hat. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I'd say Western fashion, it's in.
It's in. Interesting. Yeah. So it's you just got to go maybe little pieces of Southwest wear in other outfit choices. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're not boloing out there.
No, but you might throw a tassel. You might throw a tassel on something.
Just one or two. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well,
I
thank
think
you,
try
Steve.
it out.
All right. Guys can start listening now.
Yeah, sorry.
Steve, I had a question about Jeeps.
Okay.
Are Jeep Wranglers stolen valor?
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's a
originally
really good
designed as an
question.
army vehicle, Willie's Jeep
Mm-hmm.
in the 40s for the Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna say hard yes. Anything to take Jeep Wranglers down a notch.
Yeah. I don't know if there's more energy behind a car than a Jeep Wrangler.
A starter car! This car is a finisher car! A transporter of gods! The golden god! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
I rode in a guy's Jeep Wrangler 2 or 3 years ago, and I rode in it, and he's like, somebody made a comment about it when they got it. He's like, God, I never get people give me more shit about this car than anything I've ever driven in my life.
Yep. Because
And-
why'd you buy does he off-road with it?
No.
No. He bought
No.
the best off-road vehicle there is, and he's like, let me just take this on the highway. I'll
Yeah.
just drive it. I'll just commute with it. What's the point? What's the point? That's it. That was a car built for a purpose, and now it's just descended into like some $90,000 freaking soccer mom vehicle. Everybody that drives them just sucks. It's like they're freaking blind. They're too goddamn big for somebody that's 5'4".
Yeah.
I'll say it. And then now they're putting the rubber ducks in there. Like it
Oh, the
had to be
rubber duck
lame
thing's
enough.
the worst.
Hey, we
Yeah.
weren't lame enough, so let's put rubber ducks and trade them, and then we can kiss each other. You get the rubber ducks in there. I brake check them, just hoping they smash into me.
There you go. There you
Yep.
go. Yeah.
Fuck them. I'll run them off the road. It's off road. I got to get them out there somehow. Almost as bad as pickup trucks that don't do any pickup truck stuff.
And that's the majority of them, I feel like.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
I'd say 75% of pickup
Yeah.
truck owners in the States.
Yeah, never.
The
used
bed
it
is you look
for
in the bed,
anything.
it's pristine.
It's for moving one of your friends every 4
They
years.
moved a shelf. Yeah, only
Yeah, they moved
like
a
a
shelf
dresser
2 years
though.
ago, and they need a truck for it. Yeah, I agree, Steve. Very unnecessary.
Just buy a Subaru Outback 07, guys.
If people checked out our Instagram, sent Big Money Bank say he drives an Acura MDX. We talked about this, and I sent him a license plate cover that says "Honk if you drive an MDX and listen to Chubstep podcast." Very specific, very good license plate cover.
That's gonna get on the open market soon.
That's right. That's right. So if you want one, email showchubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Send me a large amount of money and I will send you one.
Should we
Send it
drop
right back.
merch now that we're talking about this? We
I
should
mean,
do
we
a
could
merch
drop some
drop.
merch. We could work on merch. Yes, but yep. If you people want merch, email showchubstep.podcast@gmail.com. We'll work on it. We can we'll start brainstorming some merch.
What if we do a Chubstep big hat?
Oh shit! Like the the big hat company. Can you custom make those?
No, not the gigantic hats.
Oh, I do
Like a
those,
Western hat.
but I do love those big hats. I love the big
They're pretty ridiculous.
baseball caps. Okay, so anyway, Steve, there we go. Yes, we'll do. We can look into what custom hats and stuff we can make. I like that idea. Was there something else you wanted to get to?
Yeah, I want to talk about why we don't dig holes like we used to. So
elaborate on what you mean by
yeah,
that.
I'll elaborate a little bit. I went to a historic Pueblo site. The natives would, build these pueblos, which are like desert dwellings.
Yep.
In the middle of like the buildings, they would dig a hole.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the hole, I went down in the hole from like 1600, 1500.
Yep.
And it's 90 degrees up top, in the desert sun. You get in this hole, and they had it nice and well done. Like the walls were speckled or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. Floor was still dirty, but whatever. It's like 70 degrees down there, like 20 degrees cooler in this hole.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's an open hole. Air can get in. Is big lumber lying to us? Because why don't all the desert folks have holes like in the ground? You could stay so cool. You could build a whole house underground.
Talking about like living in a basement.
Yeah, but it would be big.
Basements are big. They can be big.
But why are houses above ground?
I think people like windows. Do you like windows? Steve, digging holes sucks. They're like literally when you talk about like worst jobs, people always like make the joke of like a ditch digger type of thing. Like that's digging. Nobody wants to dig holes. Sucks.
I like digging holes. I'm fast. I dig holes real good, real fast.
Yeah. People forget about that.
I think I could dig a swimming pool hole in a week's time.
Wow.
That's how fast I think I am at digging.
I don't know how to test this. I would like to do some sort of bet against this.
A swimming pool hole in a week's time?
Yeah.
Easy. Find me somebody that wants a swimming pool installed.
Okay.
And tell them, don't get a quote from the landscape guys who are going to bring like a dirt digging machine.
Yeah.
My buddy's coming over.
Okay. If anybody needs a pool,
$600. I want $600.
Pool, email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Steve will do $600. If you can't do it
in a week,
in a week's time, I get $300 from you. If you can do it, I pay the $600.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Anything else, Steve?
I don't think so. Congrats to Zach and Gaga.
Yep.
Eat more chilies. And don't smoke crystal meth.
There you go. Perfect. Apparently, Steve, speaking of crystal meth, real quick, one more New Mexico thing. Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
The show takes place in New Mexico.
For a reason.
In Albuquerque.
For a reason.
And apparently the lady that bought this, the Breaking Bad house, have you heard about this?
I saw something. Yeah.
So apparently the person that, I'm going to pull it up real quick. Apparently some lady moved in there and apparently didn't know, like either didn't know this was going to happen or like, apparently it's just some crazy old lady, or no, it's not even that old, just some crazy lady that like does not want anybody to, like, she completely fenced it in, has like orange cones all around it, and just like apparently yells and screams at people when they come by. A lot of bad, 57 reviews, average of less than 3 stars.
Well, you really shouldn't be able to review that.
It is pretty crazy. Not worth the drive.
Yeah, it's a house.
It's a house, but then it's basically a lady with like, the lady with Spears who drove by didn't even stop pretending to be looking for a different house. She barely like just yells at people as they come by.
Oh my God.
I've heard some people were trying to throw pizzas on top of the roof, so that was upsetting her. But basically, it's like the perfect thing for one of those crazy neighbors that you have that just is way too involved in the neighborhood. I'm sure it was one of those ladies.
Yeah, I went to it. I went to that house when we were there too.
Did you actually?
I threw the pizza on the roof.
Yes. Oh my God. Perfect. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Episode every Thursday. Check us out on YouTube, Chubstep Podcast, Instagram, Chubstep Podcast. Email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.